if you're not tall, then you're short. I think that's what a lot of people perceive about men, but more importantly, that's something younger men believe about themselves. And that therefore confirms this concept that they're limited in their life, in their attractability. That if you're not tall, then you're short. I would say for me, in high school and college, if there was one thing that really made me insecure to a certain degree, it was my height. Which, looking back now, I'm 5'9". What was I so worried about? And I'll answer that question because I know the answer. But ultimately, when in the last 10 years even have I even thought, oh no, I'm not that tall? I haven't in the last 10 years. And even before that, I don't know. I'm trying to think about the last time I was really worried about that I'm not taller than I am. It's been so many years. Because at some point I realized how it doesn't matter. I mean, granted, it's convenient that I'm at least 5'9" and not shorter than that. But I think what happens is, it's not that most men watching this video are 5'4", or 5'5". It's that I think here in at least American society, there's this concept that if you're not 6 foot taller or taller, then you're short. Even if you're 5'11", 5'10", which is plenty tall enough, there's this concept of like, you have to reduce yourself to a number. That you've got to be at least 6 foot tall so that makes you more physically attractive. Of course, something I hope that really comes across in this channel is, yes, there are certain ways you can make yourself more attractive, and that's something you do want to pay attention to a certain degree, but not to a certain Hollywood standard. But ultimately, I think for me, when I was younger, I saw my height as a way to reduce myself as attractive or not. And I am so far removed from that idea at this point. So I have a feeling a lot of you watching this video are probably around my height, about 5'9". It's not noticeably short, but you're definitely not tall if you're 5'9". It's that gray area. The gray area, which ultimately I'd say probably 5'8" to 5'10", right? Just right around me. So it's like, for example, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, he's 5'10". And then you've got Robert Downey Jr., same height as me, who is Iron Man. And then you've got Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk. He's more like 5'8". So it's like, in our range, my height is a very popular height for men. But we're not tall, and it doesn't matter. But I think it's just one more arbitrary way that men are supposed to believe, and often allow themselves to believe, that they're less attractive if they're not tall enough. But for me, that just isn't true, because I know in my own life even, too many men who aren't tall and are definite attractive men, and I mean that in more ways than one, not just physically, but they know how to draw people to them. They are engaging. Height was just not, if anything, it was more interesting because they weren't tall. They didn't have this towering presence to have this sense of authority. So, yes, if you're not tall, then you're short. That's the concept. And I can only imagine now, in the whole dating process, and there's girls who are only going to date you if you're 6 foot tall. And how superficial is that? I mean, to me, that's what online dating is. It's you reduce each other to these very arbitrary, stupid rules that you make up and abide by. So it's just so silly. But ultimately, I'm happy to be 5'9". My life, if I were taller, it would not be any different at all. In fact, if I needed the confidence that came with being taller, then to me that's a problem. If I can't do the best with what I already have, then I'm never going to succeed. I can never really get better if I'm truly allowed in my mind to be limited on what's physically here. Then that's ultimately, it's almost like what I deserve. I deserve less because I believe I deserve less. Or you can say, you know what? No, I deserve more. I can be more than that. Yeah, I can be 5'9" and I can still be attractive. I can still be confident. And so what if most men are a little bit taller than me? it means nothing. As long as you do not allow it to mean anything. I'm Nick Shell. I am the living legend, and I am 5'9". Comments? Right here.